My boss kept scheduling meetings during my lunch break. What he didn't know was that I was recording every minute of my unpaid time when I started at Westfield Heptions. The employee handbook clearly stated, all employees are entitled to a 60-minute uninterrupted lunch break. For the first 6 months, this wasn't an issue. Then Derek became our department head. Derek had a habit of scheduling quick sync-ups during everyone's lunch hour. It'll just be 10 minutes, he'd say. But these meetings inevitably stretched to 30 or 40 minutes. When I mentioned the lunch policy, he laughed. Welcome to the real world, Allison. Nobody actually takes full lunch breaks in successful companies. While junior staff like me lost our lunches, Derek and other executives religiously protected their midday tennis games and long restaurant lunches. One rule for them, another for us. After 3 weeks of eating hurried sandwiches at my desk between meetings and calls, I decided to start documenting everything. I created a simple spreadsheet: date, meeting time, duration, and whether it was scheduled during my designated lunch hour. I also began recording all lunch meetings on my phone, legal in my state with one-party consent. Within 2 months, I had documented 37 lunch meetings, totaling 22.5 unpaid hours. In most recordings, Derek explicitly acknowledged we were using lunchtime. Thanks for giving up part of your lunch for this, or let's wrap this up so you can get some lunch in before the client call. I wasn't the only one affected, my colleagues. Sarah and Miguel were experiencing the same thing, so they started keeping records too. Customly, our team of 5 junior marketers had worked over 100 unpaid lunch hours in just 2 months. I decided to address this professionally first. I emailed Derek. I've noticed our lunch meetings are becoming regular occurrences. Could we schedule these during standard work hours instead? His response was dismissive. These meetings are essential for our ABO. Sometimes we need to make sacrifices for the team. Next, I tried speaking with EAR, who merely suggested I work with my manager to find a solution. Kaplekik corporate non-answer. The breaking point came during our performance reviews. Derek criticized me for lack of flexibility and not being a team player, citing my request to reschedule lunch meetings. This criticism appeared in my formal review, potentially affecting my raise and promotion prospects. That evening, I compiled everything: my spreadsheet, meeting recordings, calendar invites, and a calculation of unpaid time at my hourly rate, approximately $950. I also included the employee handbook with the lunch policy highlighted. Instead of going back to HR, I sent the entire package to Janet, our company's general counsel, with a simple message: I'm concerned about a pattern of wage theft in our department and would appreciate your guidance. The response was swift. The next morning, Janet called me into her office where Derek was already seated, looking pale. She had clearly already discussed the situation with him. Allison has raised some serious concerns about lunch break violations, she said calmly. Derek, would you like to address this? Derek stammered about team culture and industry standards, but Janet cut him off. Our policy exists for legal reasons, not cultural preferences. This is a clear violation of labor laws. By the end of the day, 3 things happened. I received a check for my unpaid time plus 10%. All my colleagues were compensated similarly, and a company-wide email went out reinforcing the lunch break policy. Derek wasn't fired, but he was required to attend management training. More importantly, he never scheduled another lunch meeting. The most satisfying moment came 3 weeks later during a department meeting when Derek announced, to respect everyone's time, all meetings will now be scheduled between 9 to 12 or 1 to 5. He didn't look at me, but everyone knew what had happened. My colleagues started taking actual lunch breaks, going for walks, reading books, or just enjoying a full hour to recharge. Rate activity improved, and several people privately thanked me. I didn't set out to be a workplace hero. I just believed that if a company puts a policy in writing, they should honor it, especially when executives enjoy the very benefits they deny their staff.